Hello and welcome to the video for Thursday, October 29th for interactive design. I'll let you guys in from the waiting room. Hello.
Hello.
How are you guys doing today?
Fine.
Good. Hi Spike, how's it going? You got your video and your microphone today, huh?
Yep.
Yay. Life is good. And Livia, a nice background there.
Thank you.
Halloween background.
Halloween.
Yeah, it's really nice. Where'd you find that?
I Google.
Beautiful. I like the pumpkins hanging from the trees there, the way they light up, and then the bats. Awesome.
Hello.
Hi, James. How are you?
Doing all right?
Good. I like your hat. Looks pretty cool. Is that your part of your Halloween costume?
Oh, this is the only thing I can wear. Very also, yeah, as you can see right here. Yeah, second.
Wait, is it a flamingo? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
This hat's a beast to wear.
Really nice. I like that.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let me put you guys in the attendance, and then we can get started here. Let's see. Close this. Close that. Close that. Close that.
Much better.
Nice design. Okay. Okay, so let me open up the chat here. So right, so I wanted to check in with you guys. So we could use a note taker for this class, and the note taker would basically just take notes of the things that are being said and happening in class, and then would turn those in electronically to a department at Pima that helps get those notes to students, and then the student would be paid for their efforts. Are you interested in doing that?
Yeah, I super volunteer. I take notes every time.
Oh, you do? Okay, great. Okay, so have you ever done that?
No, but I've heard it. Is it for the students with disabilities to take notes for?
It's the Disability Resource Center, and basically I'll just send them an email and copy you on it and say, hey, Amelia's going to take notes for this class, and then they'll get in touch with you and you guys can work out the details.
Okay, cool.
All right, thank you. Okay, so we don't have any presentations today, but today is the day that your Halloween projects are due, just 2 days before Halloween. So hopefully you guys, the extra time helped you out and you were able to get some things done. So who's got a project that we can look at? I know we've seen a couple. We've seen Grady's, we've seen Livia's. Does anybody else have something we could look at? A project that is finished?
Mine is done, Greg. Can you play it though? Because I don't know if my audio is going to sync.
Yeah, okay, let me go into your folder here.
Thank you.
Okay. And unfortunately, Trevor is missing class because of a car emergency. So hopefully he'll be lucky with that. Now let me go in here and see if I can find the teeth. Oh, I gotta be in Drive. Okay, Drive. Okay, dar252. Oop, crap. Damn it. Teeth 252. There we go. Black Cat Dispensary. Okay, I will share my screen.
Thank you.
Okay, so
Can you play it from Animate? Because I don't know if the MP4 will play the sound. It might on yours, but it doesn't on mine.
BCD final?
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks.
Mm. We might play it a couple times because I might have to like enlarge it so it's big enough to see the first time.
Sounds good. I had to wrote Adobe, but they were telling me the same thing. They're like, just drop the menu down and you should be able to pick stream. And I'm like, I can't, man.
So they didn't help you at all?
No. There's buttons. Roll your mouse, Greg.
Oh, cool.
And over the joint.
Okay, now I know that this font screwed up because it said that two of your fonts I didn't have,
Yeah,
you know,
that's okay.
but it looks really cool. And the music works.
Yeah, amen.
I mean, this rollover looks really good. This one right here.
Yeah, the text, the font stayed and everything. Maybe I didn't break them apart enough.
Oh, you broke apart the text? You know, you
I-
gotta, do you know you have to break it apart twice?
Yeah, I did. Well, I don't remember on this joint one, but on the cupcake one, when I would go to break it apart twice, all of the text would disappear. So I could only break it apart once.
Really?
It was so bizarre. I don't know. Maybe it's my Animate. I'm gonna uninstall it now that this project's done and reinstall it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, that, I mean, I can only imagine how frustrating that is where like, you know, everybody's telling you that this is the way it should work and it doesn't, and there's literally no recourse, you know?
Oh my gosh, hours of reading and trial and error, but it's okay as long as it works on some end.
Yeah, and kudos to you for all that effort, and it looks really good. I think you did a nice
Thanks.
job. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so are the rest of you guys still working on yours, or does anybody else have one?
Trevor here, what?
What's that?
Sorry, I'm in the chat.
Oh, sorry. Let me see.
I'm still working on mine.
Okay, that's fine. Trevor has his done. So, let's see. And Grady's is on his website. So Grady, maybe you can give us the URL again in the chat here while I go to Trevor's folder. Trevor Powell. Okay, now don't tell me. Oh, I got to figure this out. Trevor Powell Final Halloween. I'm guessing that has a good chance of being it. Okay. Well, it doesn't, it looks like a bunch of the fonts are going to go south on it. So I hope that's not too problematic. I tried making the text and the graphics instead of breaking it apart. So I'm guessing that didn't work. Sorry about that. Well, it may have worked. Sometimes it works, but like there's still like one little font, even if it's an invisible font off to the side. And so it'll still give us that message. Like if you clicked on your text tool and you had some random font and you clicked over here, it will put a text insertion point for that font. Now, if you take all the fonts that you end up with on your design here and turn them into, you know, break them apart or turn them into graphics or whatever, then it'll still show that error when it's opening up. So you know, we'll see how it looks. Okay, very nice. I like it. And it looks like the only one that screwed up was that one right at the beginning. If I'm not, I could be mistaken. I don't know if more than that was screwing up, but at least we could read all the other ones. So Latisse said the music is dope. Love how it came together. Okay, Grady, now that you're back, maybe you can send me your, drop your URL of your website in so we can see your Halloween project on it. But Trevor, I thought that was really great. I especially like the kind of sad looking ghost. Like,
Yeah.
he had this mournful look on him, like, oh man, Halloween's gonna suck, you know?
I feel like this should be a real thing.
I think you and Livia should get together and start a company
Right.
of like fake holiday, you know,
Yeah.
happiness. Because you could go right. I mean, it's holiday season. You could do the Thanksgiving and the Christmas and the New Year's
Mhm.
packages as well. Maybe
It's a
for
good idea.
$500. What's that, Livia?
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
I get a subscription. I'd sign up for the annual one to get all the holidays. Give me a date on Valentine's Day. Shoot. Don't play.
Maybe what you could do, maybe this is how you could research your target market. You go onto like match.com and you research the people who never get dates. Like the people who, I don't know how you would find that information. Maybe you'd have to pay somebody off at Match and they'd be like, well, here's the people who never got replied to. And then those are the ones you market to. Let's see. Trevor says, thanks guys. I had to do this project again and had recording equipment. I'd be tempted to do a bad quality infomercial. Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, it looks good, Trevor. Thanks for doing that. So here's Grady's website. Ooh, and look, there's his rave poster in the corner.
Wow, that's awesome.
I like that glow around it. Was that there before, the glow?
That's so cool. This website is pretty.
Yeah, his website looks good. He's been working on this.
This is nice.
Yeah. Looks like he's got his logo glowing up here too. So what is that? Is that a CSS thing, Grady? Yeah, okay. Yeah, very cool.
Wait, what's CSS? That sounds familiar, but I can't put it together.
Cascading style sheets, it's what you do to add style to web pages.
Okay.
So in other words, he put this animation in maybe as a GIF animation, but then he added CSS to it, which made it glow. It's also making this still graphic and glow here, and this thing looks like it's glowing too.
Cool.
So yeah, very nice. Very Halloween-y. Okay, cool. All right, and so I know some of you guys are still working, and that's fine. Just get those finished off and upload them when you can, and we'll take a look at them. All right, Trevor says he digs it, Grady. It looks really cool. Great job. All right, okay, let's swing over to the class website here. So, dreamco.com. All right, and then we go to interactive design. Okay, so good job, you guys. Thank you so much. I'm finished those projects just in time for Halloween, and now we can enjoy our Halloween. now I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about the next project. So this next project, I'm hoping you'll find pretty fun. I think it's a pretty fun project. But what it is, are you guys familiar with side-scrolling games? Okay.
Negatory.
Amelia, can you tell us what a side-scrolling game is? I saw you nodding your head.
Isn't it like Super Mario where you can only scroll to the front or maybe
Yeah.
the back?
Yeah, you can only move like, right or left, or maybe you can jump up or stuff like that. So it's called a side scroller because basically your character, you can scroll, along to the right or left. Anyway, so side scrollers were very popular when they first came out, things like Mario, Donkey Kong, and they've become sort of an institution. And there's still popular side scrollers that get put out. Did anybody ever play Flappy Bird? Does anybody know that game, Flappy Bird? Okay, so that's a side scroller too. Anyway, so at this point, and who knows, it's probably been 20 years since they started side scrollers, maybe 40 years. I don't know, it's been a long time, but you can find templates out there to do side scroller games where you just basically, the game's already built and then you swap out the graphics with your own, right? And so basically that's going to be our next project. Is I have a little sort of antiquated side scroller that was done in a version of Flash using ActionScript 3. It's not an HTML file, so we're not going to be able to put this on a website, but it is in Flash and it is a working version of a side scroller. And it's got some super generic graphics in it, and your job is going to be to replace the graphics with your own. So there's like a little protagonist, a little guy who walks along. There's things like bullets. There's a monster. There's doors. There's a background and things of this nature. And you're going to replace all those with your own graphics. So let me start out by showing you the sort of generic file that we're going to work with. Okay, here it is. This is what it looks like in Flash, or I'm calling it Flash, but it's Adobe Animate, right? And so you look in here and you can see like there's this giant scene here. There's a character. There's a background. If you look over here, you can see there's a key. There's all these levels, and then there's a door up here, right? So obviously the guy's job is to move his way up through the levels, grab the key, get to the door, and then he goes on to the next level, right? Now, when we test this game out, then we have this little guy, and you can see the position he's in right now is what you might call a pause position. And in the pause position, he's still animated. He's still moving just to show that he's alive. In this case, he's kind of going up and down, Now, let's see. When I move my right arrow, he moves to the right. When I move my left arrow, he moves to the left. And I just ran into that bad guy and killed him, basically. When I move my up arrow, I can jump. Right. And I'm terrible at these kind of games, so I'll never I'll never get the key as long as I live. Maybe you guys can get the key. I could probably never get the key. Anyway, so he'll jump up there, he'll grab the key, go to the next level, he'll go to the door, and then if he has the key and he clicks on the door, he'll go through the next level, right? Now, you guys can download this file. It's on the class website. I just uploaded it, so I'm not sure if the link is going to work 100%. Maybe somebody can test it out for me. But on today's post, it says here are the game art files to download. So maybe somebody can click on that and see if it'll download, unzip it, open it in Flash. Now, in there, you're going to find a couple of different folders in there. Let me see if I can find my folder here to open up so I can show you. So the folder that you're opening up is going to be called, or that you're downloading is going to be called Student Files New. And when you open that up, obviously it's going to download a folder called Student Files. It'll uncompress that. Now inside there, there's going to be a folder that has the complete game in it, right? But then there's also this file called student files FLA that I made. If you open that thing up, what you're going to find is that's the actual artwork. That's the actual artwork that you need to replace. Now, I've looked at this game and I can't find this target anywhere. So I don't know that you need to replace this target. You need to create a monster. You need to create a guy, you know, a key, a bullet, and a door. Now, you don't have to keep these things exactly what they are. In other words, part of this assignment is to come up with a theme. So, for example, you guys have heard that saying, he's like a kid in a candy shop, meaning somebody's just delighted with their situation in life, right? So if you wanted to go with the candy shop theme, this could be a kid. This could be a parent that's coming after him, or a shopkeeper or something. This could be a piece of candy, and then who knows, this could be a Christmas present. You know, it's entirely up to you. And maybe he's throwing taffy or bricks at the adult, who knows, right? So what you're going to do is, and you can use this file at least to get the idea of the size of the artwork. You're going to want to replace each of these images so that your artwork is the same size as these. Okay. Now, how would you go about doing that? Well, let's, for example, take a look at this guy right here, right? Now, if we double click on this guy, you'll see that he's actually a movie clip, and that he actually has 3 positions. So he's a movie clip where he, you know, his first position is just standing there. His second position, he moves his arms a little bit, and his third position, he moves them again. So in other words, when you play this movie clip, it looks like the guy's just sitting there going, you know, moving his arms a little bit and just going like this. It's basically his pause position. Okay. Now, what you're going to want to do is replace all 3 frames of this guy with some type of character that is also moving slightly. You know, they're kind of in one position in the first one, then they move slightly in the second one, and they move slightly again in the third one, so that when the movie clip plays, it looks like your guy is the one that's sitting there and, you know, just kind of pausing, you know. And also what you can notice about this animation is it has these things called frame labels on it. So for example, if I click on the first frame and we look over here where it says frame, oh, I kind of clicked off of it. Hold on a second. Okay. It says the word idle, right? So in other words, that first frame is idle. The second frame is called running. And the third frame is called jumping. Okay. So let me double check something real quick. So in other words, the code for this guy is going to make it so that, you know, when he's just standing there, it shows the first frame. When he's running, it's going to show the second frame, and when he's jumping, it's going to show the third frame. Now, I'm not sure if each one of these frames is in fact a movie clip as well. Let me go ahead and check, because I think this might be a nested movie clip, which is a movie clip within a movie clip. So I click on this first one, which is called idle, and then I double click on the guy. And yeah, sure enough, it is in fact a movie clip. And look, we can watch it. You see how the guy is just doing this little movement? You can turn on your loop tool here and drag this loop band out all the way and then hit play. So this is your idle animation. So in other words, this is how deep you have to go down. You have to double click on the guy, and it's going to show you the 3 different states: idle, running, and jumping. Then you have to double click on one of those, in this case, idle. And then you have to animate your characters so that they're doing this, you know, some kind of a sway thing or whatever you think of as being an idle, right? Okay. And then, so that's the idle, right? Now I just went back a level. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on the one which is called running. I'm going to double click on that. And sure enough, this is also going to be an animation, a looped animation. That can't be too hard to animate, right? You have your little guy just kind of moving his arm. He's not even moving his legs. What the heck? Now, of course, you can improve on these, or you can just do the minimum and make them look like this if you want. And then the third one, jumping, we'll double click on that. And it looks like for jumping, we got nothing. We basically just have, let me see if he goes up a little. No, for jumping, it's just him, and he just gets pushed up in the air. So, you know, if you wanted to, you can animate that as well. But all right, now this guy is the most complicated one. He's the one that has actually 3 different movie clips, each one doing something different. These other guys, I don't believe, have any sort of complications at all. Yeah, the monster is just a monster. The target, like I said, you don't have to do, because I can't see anywhere where that's used. The bullet, the key, and the door, there's nothing you have to do with those. So it's really the guy. So let me say I take this guy off. You know, you might want to do the same in your file to remind yourself you don't need to do that. So once again, you need to come up with a theme. You need to replace the monster and these other items, and then you need to create a character and put these different states that they're going to be in. And then you also want to create a new background. Now, with all this stuff you're doing, you need to make the new stuff exactly the same dimensions as the existing stuff, because if you make it any different, it won't work in the existing game, right? All we're going to do is, after you make all these different elements, you're just simply going to swap them out for the existing elements in the game. And therefore, if they're exactly the same size, then they'll just swap very cleanly. Now, when we look at this background, you're only going to be required to do this first level. If you play this game correctly, you can actually get to a second level, but you're only going to be required to do this first level. But what that means is, whatever graphics you put, you have to put these steps in exactly their same place, and these levels have to be in the same place as well. You know, and the sky is a big animated, you know, animation of clouds moving by, and you can replace that. Basically, you can double click on things in here and sort of, you know, burrow down to the lowest level of these graphics and then change them out if you want. You can change colors, you can replace them entirely. Now, I wanted to show you some examples of some of the games that other students have done, or some of the swapping that they've done. So let me see if I can find these in my folder here. So, all right, we got to go to my drive, and then we have to go to, oh, that was it. Oh, where did it go? Ah, okay. Fall 2019, interactive. All right, so let me show you Michelle's, let's see, where did it go? Game characters. Okay, so the way she started this out, and you guys might consider doing something similar, is she made some sketches of the different elements. So the first thing she did was she created a little character, right? And this was going to be her character for the game. Then what she did was she developed that into the designs. So this would be the character, that would be the bad guy, this would be the key. I can't, this I assume would be the bullet, maybe it would be the doorway, I don't know. But you can see she's got several designs here. Maybe this ended up being the doorway. And then of course she redid the guy so that he was sideways, which is really what you need. And you can see these simple little arms that he has, which are going to be really easy to manipulate going back and forth. And by the way, we will go through this process together about how to do each one of these animations, including the idle, run, and jump. But your first order of business is to design your characters, right? Okay, so then, and then for the background, let me download this and open it up. Oh yeah, check this out. So she made this awesome background, these crazy colors, right? So she did a really good job. It's really fun. Okay, now let's look at some of the other ones. All right, so that was Michelle. I'm not sure where everybody hit all these, so I may have to search around a little bit. Let's see, circus animation. Oh, I think if I'm not mistaken, oh, here it is. Heather Gary Game 2 FLA. Let's download this. I want to say it's these guys. Yeah. Okay, this was Heather's. So these were her characters, which are super fun. She chose a Halloween theme, and so that was her guy, and that's the bullet. That's the key. This is the doorway, which is, you know, the casket, and then this was the monster, and then this, I guess, was just a background element. So we can look at her game. Okay, let me launch this thing. Whoops. It looks like it looks like I got sort of a bum version of the game that's not working correctly. So sorry about that. But anyway, let's just at least look at her graphics so we can see how nice this is. So you see, she just replaced the background with this beautiful Halloween-y background. She has the same steps and you know, layers or levels. There's her key. You know, you go all the way up to the top, and there's the casket. And this is what I really love. She's got these like these bats hanging up, and they look like, you know, what you would hang up at your prom or something like that. These like crepe paper bats that you would hang on your prom. So that's super fun. Okay, let's look at we'll look at a few more. There's not very many. So the ones we can find we'll be happy for, because they look so cool. All right, so let's see. Popper, anticipation, chapters. Okay. Oh, here we go. Oh, this is so cool. I like looking back at these. So here is Bernadette. She had like, the enemy was a candy monster, the player was a trick-or-treater, the goal was a door, the scene was going to be, you know, a neighborhood, and then the target, well, she replaced the target with an eyeball, but like I said, the target never gets used, so, you know, that's unfortunate. But then look at these beautiful characters she made. She put a little color palette here. She came up with these characters. Let me see if I can actually, oops, sorry. It's hard to figure out what to scroll here. I'm gonna see if, oh, here we go. And then this is her background. Look at how gorgeous. So she changed her character. It didn't turn out to be the ghost, I guess, or maybe it did. But look at these gorgeous characters, this witch, this little ghost, the pumpkin. So let's see. Yeah, I think it's this one right here. Let me see if I can get it to work. Okay, open. All right, student files 2, and then side scroller, and then Alien game SFLA, SWF. Oh, here we go. Okay, so it turns out the player is the pumpkin and the bad guy is the witch. And so, let's see. For whatever reason, I can only turn this guy back and forth. If you hit the space bar, he fires a bullet. I don't know why. Oh, I guess it's working. Oh yeah, this is cute. So she has it so that you can jump on these piles of leaves, right? She didn't make the leaves change or anything like that. But also notice that her jumping animation, she did kind of a squash and stretch thing so that the pumpkin is stretching, which is really cute, right? And it looks like her background isn't big enough. Like that background should have taken up the whole thing. But anyway, you can see how cute this is. By the way, it looks like Michelle's opened up, and there's our cute little guy. You can see him moving around and jumping, you know, this kind of thing. So he's pretty cute. Okay, let's find some more because these are adorable. Okay, so we did Bernadette, we did Heather. let's see what Jesus has got. Game. All right, download this. Open. Whoa, what the hell? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I clicked an HTML page and opened it. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happened. Maybe I got something. Maybe I got nothing. I don't know what I got. Oh, it says it's not going to play it because I don't have Flash Player on my computer. Such a bummer. Okay, maybe I can do it with the original. Okay, here's Jesus. As you can see, he's got something about a little cloud here. Okay, so you have this cloud that's got a little shadow, and I guess the bad guy is the sun over here. And you can see I can move the cloud, and then I can fire bullets with the space bar and kill the sun. And then, you know, jump up, right? So that's his, very cute. Okay. Like I said, there's not very many, so we'll just look at however many we've got in here. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't know if Joseph did one or not. Let me see. Nope. Okay, we only got 4 more. This one is really cute. We got to check out this one. Okay. Where is, oh, here it is. Oh, I better download the whole thing. Okay, let's see. Download. Sorry, these are big files, so it takes a little while. Leave site, I guess. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna open this. Okay, where are you? Student folder. Okay, student files 3. Side scroller. Which one is the final one? Boy, good question. Yikes. What's the latest? Oh, they're all the same time. Well, I guess we'll find out. Oh, that's not it. Darn it. Where did yours go, Vaughn? All right, we got to see hers because it's really cute. Anticipation part 3, student files, side scroller part 13, and then there's all this stuff out here. Hers is too much of a mess. It's not going to be easy. Okay. Thanks for your patience, guys. Okay, let's see this next one. Cassandra did a really great job. So this was her character. She wanted to make a guy named Cake Boy. And she wanted to have this scene with all this candy in it. And then these were the game characters. So this guy's like a cupcake. I think that's Cake Boy himself. And then some other characters. And then let's download this. Okay. Okay, control, test movie. Oh, so look at Cake Boy here. Look at how cute this guy is. He's just a confection, basically. And there's a giant cookie there. That's the enemy. Oh no! Killed it. And did you see when I shot the cookie, the bullet was a kiss, was a candy kiss, right? So, and you can see that when he jumps up, he's got the kind of squash and stretch, the stretch thing happening as well. I'm not going to be able to get up there to see what that is. I think it's some kind of a lollipop key or something like that. Anyway, he's adorable. Okay, we only have a couple more. Let's see. So the next one would be Daniel. And oh, I don't remember which one it is. Project 3. That's not it. Maybe it's project 4. This looks like it. No, I can't tell. Let's see. I honestly can't tell. Okay, I'm not gonna spend too much time on that. And then let's look at Aiden and see if he's got something. After project 3, project 4. Living room. Solo dog. 3. I think it was project 2, now that I think about it. Yeah, so here it is. So you can see his graphics here, and their graphics here: an axe, a house, a tree, mountains, and then they basically create a lumberjack game. That game won't run just by itself. It needs all the other files. So I could probably download it and we could open it up and look at the graphics. But one of the tricks about this game in order to get it to work is you have to keep it inside the same folder. So you can see here her game. It's just all the background stuff and everything. But you have, like I said, you have to keep it in the same folder to get it to work. Okay. So anyway, that is the idea. I'm hoping that after all those examples, you guys have a pretty good idea of kind of what we're looking for. So what I would like you guys to do is start to make some sketches. The first aspect of this will be to make sketches. Remember that you want to make these to be the same size as the existing characters. You can monkey with that a little bit. Like, I think the place where it would be best to be close to the exact same size is on the character himself, the moving, idling, jumping, running character, because then it'll look really good in the game. But things like the door and the key and even the bullet and the monster to a certain extent, those could be different configurations because, all those guys do is just kind of hang out and maybe move around a little bit. So any questions from you guys about this project? Yes, James?
Right.
Yeah. Is it a way if I can use like pixel art?
How can I delete?
Yeah, sure. That's fine. That'd be great.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So any other questions? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys some time right now to work on these, and go ahead and make some sketches. If you finish some up during the period, put them in your folder, and we'll check back at the end of the period and look at them. You don't have to finish them today. The assignment is not finish it by the end of the period. It's just if you happen to get it done, we'd love to see it. But go ahead and work on those, and then next week on Tuesday we'll look at what you've done. You can give us your concept and whatever sketches. Maybe you create a color palette, and then we'll go from there. Okay. So work on that stuff. I'm gonna turn my video off, but I'll be here if you have a question. So just pop in and ask the question. All right.
Thanks, Greg, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
No problem.
And if you have to jump out of the class early, I hope you have a great Halloween.
No, thanks. Sometimes
yeah.
I do have to slide out, but thank you guys so much.
You're welcome. Bye now.
Bye.
Hey, Spike, can you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I've been trying to fix the thing, so yeah.
Hey, is it okay if I kind of answer your question right now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, so the way that domain names work is you rent a domain name, like the one you had before was S Hammond, right? You rent a domain name from what's called a domain name server or domain name registrar. And some examples of those companies are like GoDaddy and Namecheap and companies like that. So what would happen is, let's say I have a website on a company called HostMonster. I might go to something like GoDaddy and rent my domain name, glamo.com, right? But then I would have to go into my GoDaddy account, and I would have to go to the place where the name server information is, and I would have to put the name servers for the web hosting service I have, which would be HostMonster. And it would say something like ns1.hostmonster.com, ns2.hostmonster.com. Now then what would happen is when somebody typed in my domain name, glamo.com, it would first go to GoDaddy because they're the ones who are handling the domains, right? They're the ones I paid $17 a year for or whatever for the domain rental. And then it would go to their records and they would see that the name server for that domain, in other words, where it lives, is on HostMonster. So then they would send the traffic over to HostMonster. HostMonster would then, get that information, and then they would point it to your folder where your website is, and your website would come up. Now, in addition to changing the name server information, you also have to change the information on your hosting account so that when the traffic comes over, it knows which folder to go in and where to find your website. So what that means is there's two places you could get technical support that could help you with this. One is your web hosting account, and the other is your domain name registrar. Now, it's possible you got both at the same place. Do you think you did?
Well, I did it over the same website. What is it, Weebly?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Weebly's where your hosting is. It's also where you got your domain name, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so what I would recommend to you at this point is to contact their tech support, tell them what has happened and what you want to do, and see if they can walk you through their process to fix that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, sounds good.